Dustin over. First of all, congratulations on that hard-fought victory. What are your initial thoughts after pulling off that win?
Yeah, thank you, man. Extremely happy to get that victory. Like I said in the post-fight interview with Joe, I had injured pretty bad injury to my foot and both my legs. It kept me from doing the cardio that I typically do. And when I had him rock there in the second round and kind of went for it, I told myself, man, slow down. You gotta be able to weather this storm and to keep going, because I knew how tough and durable he was and that he had a chance to come back. So I'm happy with the win and definitely look forward to improving in my next fight.
How recent were those injuries that it prevented you from throwing kicks in this fight?
Yeah, about 6 weeks ago, there was a point where, man, I couldn't train for about a week. And I actually, I thought to myself, like, man, am I going to be able to get through this camp? It was the first time ever in my career where I was like, had some doubts and some second thoughts about taking the fight, but it got better. I just was unable to do what I normally do, but I knew my mind was powerful enough to get me through it, and I was able to do enough to get the job done.
And you mentioned kind of coming out hot in round 2. I think a lot of people online in the broadcast were saying like they think you were down after the first round and then you came out hot. So what did your coaches tell you and what adjustments did you make right after that?
Yeah, so, coach was just saying, hey, take a deep breath. Tell me what you see. I told him I didn't think the kicks were there and that, I was worried of kicking and catching my foot again. But he's like, hey, just stay calm. And then in the second round, I knew I won the second round. And then after the second round, he's like, hey, you're going to bite down. He's like, well, you're going to remember this moment right here when this fight's done. He's like, go make the decision right now, go out there and get this third round done. And that's what I did.
How much of this was a confidence booster where the broadcasters, they were praising your opponent's boxing and then you turned it into a boxing? Basically, it was a boxing match. You had no cardio, you couldn't throw kicks, and you still pulled it off. So how much of that was a confidence booster?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm one of the best kickboxers in the division, I believe, and in the sport. And boxing's a big part of that. So, yeah, I'm confident. And I knew how tough an opponent he was. I knew he was a really good boxer, and I knew he was durable. So to go get a win over a guy like that makes me feel good.
Technique-wise, you kept like flicking your right hand up in the third round, and I think you kind of looked at it and you would kind of pop a jab in there. Was that on purpose? Like, what was when you were just kind of flicking your hand up?
Yeah, that was something I did a little bit more my last fight, just trying to throw it a distraction, kind of feeling myself. And I tried it one time, and right after that, caught him really good. So then I kind of stuck with it a little bit, and it's just a distraction, get him thinking about one thing and throw another.
Finally, I know I'm sure you want to heal up, but when do you want to get back in there? And like at this point, with all these wins, when can you start looking at specific opponents you want?
Yeah, well, my team's gonna hate this. I just feel a little disappointed. I didn't get the job done. I got the win, and they're like, man, I hate when you're disappointed. But I expect the best out of myself. I expect more. I expect to go out there and finish the guy, and I just have to continue to get better. And I'd like to get back this summer. I'd like to fight 3 times this year. I get this one out of the way. I'd like to get back in there this summer and then towards the end of the year. And I just have to keep, climbing the ladder and getting better and just keep getting out there and getting wins.
Shogun's got a fight coming up. You going to pay attention to that one?
Yeah, for sure. I'd love that fight, man. That would be just incredible opportunity and a good opportunity to catapult my career.
With that injury 6 weeks out, at any point is the team sort of saying, Dustin, do you really want to go through this? Or do they just put it on you and say, if you're ready to go, we'll do what we need to do to get you there? Yeah,
they trust in me. They see me every day. So I had a couple buddies be like, hey, man, do you need the money? I'm like, no. He's like, well, you should think about it. I was like, well, we got plenty of time. I was like, we got plenty of time to just weather the storm and, let me see how, the next week goes. Like I said, there was like 5 days I couldn't train and got back in there, had to tape it up to get through training. But, I'm a veteran. Half of the battle is just getting through it mentally. And I think, my mind's very strong at this point in my career, so I knew I'd be good to go.
And like you said, they mentioned the cardio. They were worried about the cardio. But was there any point that you questioned whether the hands was going to be enough, taking your legs out of the equation?
My big thing is I just enjoy the cardio because then I can look back just knowing I did everything possible. And that's where I fight him over and over in my head when I do the cardio. I go for the long runs, 3, 4, 5 miles, and every single step I'm taking, I'm fighting him in my head. So then when I get in there, I've done everything. I've checked every box, and this fight was a little bit different. I knew I couldn't do that, but like I said, man, my mind's strong, and I knew I could get the job done.
as they started reading the scorecards, it looked like your hands went up quickly. So once you started hearing it, were you confident that, everything easily went in your favor?
Yeah, I knew the first round was maybe it could go to him, but I knew I won the second round, and then I knew I won the third round. So I was pretty confident I got the win. When they announced the name, I thought they said his name first. I was like, wait a sec, but then people were cheering, and he raised my hand. I'm like, okay, maybe I did win. So I didn't clearly hear it, but I was confident that I did enough to get the win.
And now the immediate is just to give yourself enough time. You're not going to rush back just to make sure that you're 100% healed up. And
yeah, I just need to heal up and take care of these both my feet, and my legs, and excuse me, I was chugging. I was leaking quite a bit, so I chugged a body armor, and things get me. But yeah, man, I just got to heal up, and then I'll be back in the gym helping my teammates. I'll be back here next week with Cody Brundage. He's got a big fight next weekend at the Apex that we've been preparing for, and it's time for him to go out there and get the victory.
And lastly, how did it feel to start the night out there in the T-Mobile? I know a lot of these events are stuck at the Apex, but how did it feel to kind of start the night off here with the big arena?
Oh, it was awesome, man. I had close to 80 to 100 family and friends that were in that arena, and I could hear them yelling from the weigh-ins to tonight. So super cool. It was back-to-back. I got a fight, my last fight, Madison Square Garden with fans. This fight, T-Mobile with fans. So it's awesome that things are getting back to normal, and the fans make it, man. They give me the energy to get the job done.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you, man.
Hey, Dustin, back here. So coming up this summer, it's going to be a couple years that you've been in the big show with the UFC. What parts of your game as a martial artist are you most proud of that you've grown in these last 2 years?
Yeah, I think just, again, the experience is a big factor, but just getting comfortable with MMA again, getting comfortable with the takedowns. I got a nice takedown on him. And, these guys, I train with them all the time, man. I'm a pretty good grappler and pretty good at defending wrestling and getting submissions. I just don't do that a lot in the octagon. I need to continue to build my confidence in order to do that. And as you can see tonight, the second and third round, I was able to take control on him on the cage work. I feel like that's getting better each time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Over here. I've got a question. Are you interested at all in a rematch with Cutelaba?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought that I did enough to win that fight, but again, I took that fight on 8 days' notice. I did not have a training camp, and you give me some time to prepare. I think I can go in there and get the job done there. And he's number 15. I'm trying to get into the top 15, and again, I know you need to go out there and dominate. So I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get the finish, but I'm climbing the ladder and I'm running down a dream and getting ready to face him and whoever's next.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, real quick, guys, I want to give a big shout out to Marshall Rogan Inu. It's a crypto project that's taking care of the fighters. You invest in the coin, they invest in the fighters, the stock goes up. So, that was one of my biggest sponsors. I'm very thankful for those guys and for what they're doing for the crypto project and for the sport.
Question about that, actually. Who are the organizers and the main founders of that coin?
So I'm not exactly sure who's running that, who's got that going on. As my management team's works with them, so I'll look into that further because I'm a big crypto advocate myself. That's one that I'm invested in now, but there's several others that I am, so I'll have to dig a little bit deeper. And so far, it's been good, man. They're taking care of the fighters.
Fantastic. Thanks. Do they have a Discord or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.